Today we are going to talk about the product of fractions, and we will have three kind of topic. The first one, the product of fraction and whole numbers, and the second one is the product of two fractions, and then the third, the product of fraction and mixed number or maybe improper fractions. Of course, it's gotta be the quite challenging practice. So now, don't forget to see and have a look to this carefully. Okay, now we are going to talk about the product of a fraction and a whole number. Okay, do you know what is fractions? So if we have this fraction, for example, 2 over 3, this is a fraction, and then, for example, this is whole number, 12. If we talk about the product, of course, there are times sign here. So if you want to find the answer of 2 over 3 of 12, you already learned this in grade 2, right? Sure, that's what we need to do. Let's consider this as division. So we'll have 12 divided by 3, so we get 4, and then 2 times 4 is 8. Easy. So how about the implementation? For example, you have a box of donuts consists of 24 donuts. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. You have 24 donuts and eat, and you finish 1/3 of this. 1/3. Oh, this is 1/3 of 24. So how many donuts left? So the leftover is 2 over 3 of 24. So what should we do? Let's multiply this. 24 divided by 3 is 8, and 2 times 8 is 16. So now we find there are 16 donuts left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Correct? Sure. As what I say, practice makes perfect. So let's practice with this question behind. Let's have a look to number 1. We see that 5 over 7 times 35. So what we need to do is divide 35 by 7 first. 35 divided by 7 is 5. And then 5 times 5 is 25. Now, let's have this. 48 divided by 8 is 6. 2 times 6 is 12. Let's have the next number. 50 divided by 10 is 5. 5 times 1 is 5. Let's move to the next one. 36 divided by 12 is 3. 1 times 3 is 3 itself. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 4 times 6 is 24. 81 divided by 9 is 9. 6 times 9 is 54. Got it? Practice make perfect. So please practice yourself. Good luck.
Okay, now please practice on workbook. Practice 1, page 51 up to 52.
Now, how about the product of two fractions? It's not like additions. Two fractions has the different way to solve. So in here, if you want to multiply two fractions, have a look at this one. If I have 1/4 of a half, So I have already a half. This is my half. So let's put this away. And then we will find 1/4 of this. So of course we need to divide this into 4, right? So 1/4 of a half is only this one. It's only this one. So if you want to find this is how to multiply. 1 times 1, 1. So it's different denominator. Oh no. Now we are not going to make it like fractions anymore, but let's just keep it like this. So we multiply 4 and 2 and we get 1/8. Can you guess this is 1/8? Yeah, of course, it's 1/8. Yeah, it's 1/8. Okay, here is the practice. Find the answer in the simplest form. So besides you need to find the answer, you also need to change it into the simplest form. Here is the questions. Question number 1. 2/3 times 1/5. So we need to multiply the numerator. So we get 2 times 1 is 2 over 3 times 5 is 15. Can we make it to the simplest form? Oh, it's already the simplest. Then, okay, now this one. 2/7 times 1/4. As what you see in the product of whole number before, you can cross this out because this can be divided by the same number. Let's say it divided by 2, so we cross this and get 1, and this is also divided by 2, we get this 2. So now we have 1 times 1 is 1, 7 times 2 is 14. It's automatically become the simplest form. And then now, this one, number 3. 8/7 times 5/2. As what we did in here, we can cross this 8 and 2 because 8 and 2 has the same factor that are 2. So let's divide this whole by 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So now let's multiply the 4 times 5 is 20. And then the 7 times 1 is 1. Oh, 20/1. So the answer is 20. Now if we have this one, 11/4 times 8/5. Let's cross 8 and 4 because they have the same factor. That we can divide 8 by 4 and we can also divide 4 by 4. So let's say 8 divided by 4 is 2, and then 4 divided by 4 is 1. So now we have 11 times 2 is 22, 1 times 5 is 5. So now we have 22 divided by 5, what is that? It's still mixed number. So let's change it into mixed number. Let's do this here. 22 divided by 5. 22 divided by 5 is 4. Oh, it's 4. And 4 times 5 is 20. So the remainder is 2. So 4/2/5. But it's hard to do that. Let me erase. Like this.
And then now please practice on workbook practice 2, page 53 up to 54.
Okay, it's quite long. Product of a mixed number and a whole number. How about like this? Yes, as what we know, mixed number can be changed into fractions, right? So if we have 1.5 of, for example, 10, what is 1.5 of the 10? If we know 1 of the 10 is 10, and a half of the 10 is 5, right? So we get 15. But we can also make it into fractions first. So we have 1.5 is 3 over 2. Is it correct? Times 10. And then do it like the first step before. Now 10 divided by 2 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15. The same? Yes. So now you can use this method to solve product of mixed number and a whole number. Again, practice make perfect. Okay, here is the example. It's only 2. So now let's multiply 5 over 6 by 2. So now let's change 2 to 5 over 6 into improper fractions. Let's have 3 times 6 is 18 plus 5 is 23. So now we have 23 over 6 times 2. Let's do it like before. Let's have the same factor of this, and that is 2. So now let's divide this by 2. 6 divided by 2, 3. 2 divided by 2, 1. So now we have 23 times 1 over 3. So it's 23 times 1 is 23 over 3. Oh, it's almost done. What is that? What is 23 divided by 3? Let's do this. 23 divided by 3 is 7. It's 21. Now, minus 2. Oh. So 7, 2 over 3. That's quite long, right? And then now let's try for this. So we have 4 times 2, 3 over 5. So let's change 2, 3 over 5 into improper fractions first, so we can multiply with this whole number. Let's change it. So 2 times 5 is 10, plus 3 is 13 over 5. Now, can we divide 4 and 5 together? Of course no, because there are no factors can divide for this. So let's just multiply this directly. 4 times 13 is 52 over 5. So now 52 divided by 5 is 10. The leftover or the remainder is 2 over 5. Here is the answer. It's quite long, right? Yes, hard, of course, but it will be harder if you're not trying. So please try and practice from your book and be master.
The last try workbook A, practice 3, page 55 up to 56. Bye-bye!